What's up, otakus? It's your tour guide here. Um, it's we're just hopping on because we picked up some books. Now, I stopped into Mill Geek today, and the only reason I stopped in is because I was actually out and about uh, for work in Seattle, and I got my work finished a little early, so right around 3:30, I thought I'd stop by Mill Geek Comics and look for that Wonder Woman book. But what I failed to realize is that Mill Geek is now only open by appointment on Mondays and Tuesdays. And when I got there, Russ was there, but he's kind of like, hey, we're closed. He said he'd look out for that book for me. But essentially, I couldn't dig through the bins or look. I basically, they were closed. So he's asked me to come back Wednesday. So I said I would, and I just left. Um, and then as I was heading home, I thought, why not stop off at, well, first of all, we stopped off at another comic book shop in Woodinville. Again, I was looking for that Wonder Woman book, the Jim Lee Connecting Cover Wonder Woman book. Wonder Woman 1, I believe, or 701. And that shop didn't have it. So I was just kind of like, all right, let's stop into half the price of books. You know, it's weird because let's say I had gotten that book at any one of those two places, I probably would have just headed home at that point because I was like, okay, we picked up a book, and you know, I went to Redmond last week, and in all likelihood of them replenishing their inventory of stock, it would have been low. So I kind of, again, had I gotten that book at either of those two places, I just probably would have went home, and that would have been the end of it. And this is what I mean by unmyeong. Because I didn't find the book at that place, at both places, as I was heading home, I just thought, well, might as well stop off in Redmond and see what they have. Just out of the blue, because it was on the way from Woodinville, I just drive up this local road, and it takes me right into downtown Redmond. So it was kind of like on my way to get to where I needed to be anyway. It was on the way. So it was really fortuitous because we ran into some gold up at Redmond. And I'm so glad I stopped in. So we're going to go over, it's only 5 books. It's a small haul. It's only 5 books, but really significant because these books, four of these books are books that I've been wanting to add, meaning to add, but because of the price and because they're just it's so scarce. I mean, it's really hard to run into high grade copies of this book out in the wild. So I really lucked out today, and you're gonna see how I lucked out. Um, it's really chilly in my room, so I got the space heater running here below me. Don't mind the noise. Okay, so again, 5 books. The first book we picked up wasn't that big, um, and it's my third copy. But we picked up a third copy of Batman 497, and all my copies are high grade, but this one, again, 9.8 candidate. It's actually under this current top copy, so again, there's three. I have 3 copies in this bag on board, and I probably shouldn't put multiples in like that, but I do that to save space and resources. But anyway, so there's 3 copies in here. the copy I picked up today at Half Price Books for $2. Because remember, anything below half a cover that's below $2 is $2. So let's say you have $1 cover price. That's going to be $2. It's not going to be 50 cents. It's going to be $2. That's the store policy there. So that's why it's 5 books. Everything here is we got for $2 a piece. But in my opinion, it's good value, especially the, given the grades of these books. So again, a really immaculate copy of Batman 497. It's our third copy, picked up for $2. So uh, that was great. Now they had a bunch of Batman books all around this period. We're talking about like you know, the early 90s, so late 80s to early 90s period of Batman. They had a big stash. So if you're a Batman collector, go hit it up. There's still some good stuff there. I just had to pick up really what I thought were the best books that were available in that stack. So we picked up that one. And the next books that we picked up are actually a set. And what's interesting is, so obviously there was a Batman collector that um, sold this collection to Half Price Books, just a bunch of Batman back issues. And it was, I think, his personal collection, because not all the books all the books were in sort of the same consistent bags and boards, except the 5 that I picked up. The 5 that I picked up were actually in these nice, like, sleeves, these you know, polyurethane sleeves. um, Everybody's familiar with these sleeves, right? These are kind of like Mylar quality bags, but a little sturdier. They got a rigidity to them, but when you put a bag and board in there, it's pretty stable and rigid. Um, and you can tell. So everything else was in a bag and board in this Batman stack, but you could tell like he had these particular ones. I think because they were favorites in his collection, ones that he wanted to take care of in these special kind of backing envelopes. Well, I took everything out of these because I want to save these for other books. And I transferred, again, the 4 books that I'm going to show you to regular bags and boards. But what we picked up was the entire set of Batman Year 2, Detective Comics 575, 576, 577, and 578 Batman Year 2. So we got again 575, 576, 577, and 578. Now these are really hard to keep in high grade because, again, the paper quality wasn't all that great. It's a red and dark cover on all of these. But I mean, these are really high. I mean, he took really good care of them again, and the spines are really flawless. I don't know if you get a good look at the spines there. Just absolutely clean. I mean, these are high grade. All 4 copies are very high grade, and I just like, oh my god, we lucked out. Now, the start of Batman Year 2 is penciled by Alan Davis, and then McFarlane takes over for parts 2, 3, and 4. So this is, you know, just significant because it's McFarlane Batman. I mean, you don't get McFarlane Batman you only got a little taste of it early on in McFarlane's career. And it's unfortunate he didn't stay with DC because who knows, he could have probably ended up doing what he did for Spider-Man with Batman. And obviously, with the cape work that he's known for with Spawn, he would have been just he would have had an excellent run on Batman um, had he had a chance to mature and grow with DC. But um, again, that's the past. We can't speculate on that. But um, yeah, again, this is to get Batman Year Two in the grade that we got for just 10, like $8 essentially, right? Got the whole set for $8. That's a win. Um, I mean, I've been pretty lucky with finding this kind of value um, and being patient with it. I mean, this wasn't a book I wasn't going to hop on eBay and pay $20 for, or even like $10 for in like a mid grade condition. It's not something if I'm going to find it, I'm going to find it um, maybe for $5. Given it doesn't have to be in the best condition, right? I would have paid $5 a pop for these, I'm sure, at some point. But to get them for $2 a piece and have them in the grade that they're in, just absolutely just phenomenal find. So really, really pleased with that. And we got, again, we walk away with these four like protective sleeves. I mean, these you could technically, I mean, these are like 50 cents a pop anyway, right? So you get some extra protection for the collection. Four great Batman books, and the breaking of Batman's back. Again, can't beat that all. $5, $10. Feeling really, feeling like I had to hop on YouTube and share it with you guys. Now, let's talk about Batman Year Two. So, I read Batman Year Two when it first came out, and this was before Todd McFarlane was like a household name. Um, and I wasn't that. The story was just kind of disappointing because I was so enthralled by Batman Year One and how good Batman Year One was, right? Um, and this came out relatively around the same time, but I ended up reading it year one first, and then like heading into year two, thinking, okay, I'm going to get more of the same, but it. I mean, the story is just kind of weak. Batman decides to like use a gun and kind of gets revenge. Well, he doesn't directly take revenge on the person that killed his parents, but um, the villain in this, he's I think the Reaper, takes revenge for him by killing the guy who. It just was a story that I don't know. As a fan, you just kind of was like, man, year two kind of sucked compared to year one. Um, but and like the McFarlane art is great, um, but I didn't feel like it was enough to make up for the weak story. So you kind of had uh, good art coupled with like a mediocre story, and it just was overall disappointing to me as a collector back when this came out. Of course, I was very young still, so I still liked it, but I just definitely remember, thinking, man, you know, it was not as good as, or not, didn't meet my expectations compared to uh, the Frank Miller Year One. Then year three came out later. Year three was also a pretty good story, right? Pretty good story and good art. Year three was decent. Um, but yeah, I mean, just to kind of have this whole Batman year one, year two, year. I don't have two issues in year one yet, but I have. Sorry. I have all the issues of year one. I have all the issues of year three, and now I have all the issues of year two. So I have the complete first 3 years of Batman's origin stories now in my collection, and it's just they've all come from half price books in this manner. So I just really feel like, um, yeah, uh, Batman is an Unmyung character for me. It's definitely huge during the collecting era. So just really feeling uh, lucky. Maybe I should buy a lottery ticket. I'm just feeling so. I mean, and again, it, I know if I wait, like if let's say I had waited and not gone, I wouldn't have gone. I wouldn't have gone tomorrow, or maybe I probably would hit the Bellevue store tomorrow if I have time. Probably might hit the Bellevue store, but for the most part, I know I wouldn't have hit it over Thanksgiving. Right, I wouldn't have hit it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So a whole week would have gone by, and you would have had the holiday crowd, the post Thanksgiving crowd, go into half price books and pick up these copies. So again, it was just fortuitous that I stopped in today. And man, these grades are just so freaking. I mean, I could grade this entire set because I think we've got like 9-8 potentials here, just sharp corners, absolutely crisp edges. We don't even have to press these; they look so good. So again, really lucky with that. All right, this is a short video. Again, just wanted to hop on. Shout out to Katie. I know she was on the 1011 today. Um, enjoyed seeing her show off her hop club. I caught the latter part of it, but it was fun to see her show off her Hobgoblin collection. I've got a trade right now um, that we've verbally agreed to. Uh, I've got a trade with Brandon Draws, Brand IG Draws, Brandsit Ig Draws. I think that's um, his Instagram name, and he's a local guy. Uh, comic book community member, local guy whom I've traded with before. So this is sort of like our second, I guess, deal. Um, and I'm trading away my a second copy of my first Peach Momoko art artwork in comics for a pretty rare Jim Lee book. Um, at least you don't see it around all that often. Um, I do believe it's an indie book, and it's like based off some kind of. I want to say it's a video game or some kind of Dungeons and Dragons type game. I've never heard of it before, but it's again a book I don't see every day. So I was just like, man, like, and I love this heavy metal book, and it's like it was a. I was caught, but I was just like, you know what? I've got a copy of it already. I've got it graded, so just having a second copy doesn't. When I can get something I don't have, feels like is the way I should go. So I'm reluctantly doing the trade. Um, I think I'll feel better about it once I have that other Jim Lee book in my hand. Um, so again, it's a trade-off. So I'm giving up a book that I really don't want to give away, but that's the book the guy wants, and so just compromised. And again, I have to find a schedule to to go down that way and drop off the book and pick up my book. So when we get that book, we'll reveal it. What else? Again, I'm still looking for that Wonder Woman book. And again, I have a bunch of books that are available for sale and trade. Um, and that's it. Uh, Not much going on. So if I don't see you before this, I probably won't see you before Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Um, Hope you guys get to spend it with family. And, there's a lot of news, really difficult and challenging things that are happening in the world. And I think, um, for me to be able to just hop online like this and talk about comic books is quite a privilege in that sense. Um, so, a lot to be grateful for. And hopefully, just take this time, this seasonal time, to again spend some quality time with loved ones and create some nice memories and yeah, read comic books or something. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.